Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and I am coming to you from Sedona, Arizona. Today is November 11th, 2019, and I wanted to do a quick tarot reading for the 1111 portal and gateway that we are currently in and see what energies wanted to come through. It is a beautiful day here with lots of sunshine and warm weather. I hope that you are having a glorious Monday or moon day as well. And I think we'll just get right into it. I work with the energy of Archangel Metatron as my primary guide. And today I'm going to call in the divine with love and light. I'm going to call in the archangels at the four corners of the world. Going to call in Archangel Sandalphon. And the six elements, earth, air, water, fire, spirit, and ether, to join us here today. And we're going to start with an oracle card. And that is The Secret Language of Light by Denise Jarvie. And we're going to pull one card. I think we'll take this one. Create space. Oh, two came out. Oh, you guys, this is amazing. Okay, we're going to start with create space. So you can immediately see that that breaks down to an 11, 3, and 8, 38, 11. Create space. So what are we creating space for? Because I feel like so many of us have had to sacrifice so much this year. And we have sort of like given up a lot in order to be where we are right now. Almost like a hanged man kind of situation where we have come through with a totally new perspective, and what we've seen as losses have actually created a lot of space for us to do what? Because once you have created space, cleaned out the clutter, whether it's in the physical, actual physical clutter, or the clutter within our hearts, within our minds, now we have all of this space. And what are we going to fill that with in the coming months and in the next year, 2020? Brand new decade coming in. This whole decade is over, which is really, really amazing to see what we're coming into. And then the next card that came through is a number 3, and that's channeling. And I think that's what so many of us have been doing, is channeling messages from our higher selves, from our other aspects, where they're sort of like really integrating so much more deeply into us, where we are having conversations with our higher self so much more readily than we really ever have been. I think that that's something that 2019 was really good at showing us, was this idea that we're not as separate from our guides and our higher selves, our angels. A lot of us are having regular communication with our ancestors, our angels, and that is coming through like a really important connection that that creating all this space has shown us that it's possible. That it's possible once we clear out the clutter. Like, the possibilities become infinite of what we're able to channel. So this is speaking to me about trusting ourselves first and foremost, trusting ourselves, going inward. Instead of thinking that all the answers are outside of us, they're actually within us. So I'd love to know if this resonates for any of you, the space that you've been able to create, and if you've started receiving clearer messages from the universe, from God, Source, angelics, galactics, whoever that may be. I think that's really incredible. All right, Beautiful. So now we're going to use the Star Child Tarot Akashic. When I open up the deck, I immediately see the Chariot with the sun. That's really amazing, you guys. The Chariot, just like head and heart on board, determination, moving forward, and the sun just illuminating and shining its light on everything. Abundance, joy, expansion. Channeling and creating space. And maybe that's part of what this gateway is about as we move through the gateway within ourselves and the gateway that Gaia is moving through, the gateway that even our solar system is moving through. What have we left behind? What have we let go of? For me, I think 2019 was a year of letting go, of really letting go. Some of that sudden and some of that not so sudden. So whether it was through a process of death or whether it was through a series of towers, 2019 was really about letting go. And let's see. Okay, that feels good. So let's shuffle for a minute. We're going to take 3 cards and we're going to make it just a simple 3-card spread of the energies that are available to us on this gateway. The most important energies that are available. And then we'll pull just a simple advice card. What are the energies? Please, Metatron. 3 cards. What are the energies for the collective? 3 cards, please. One more. Okay. The Knight of Cups. The 9 of Crystals or 9 of Pentacles. Interesting. And Serenity. Wow, very interesting. Very interesting. And on the bottom, we have Awakening. Judgment. Okay, wow. So we're going to start with the Knight of Cups. Now, this energy is a moving energy because the Knights are always moving. So there is movement here, and that's when we originally cut the deck. We saw the Chariot, which is also a card of movement. So interestingly, this is about pursuing our dreams. The Knight of Cups is the eternal optimist, romantic, the dreamer. He or she, in this case, is actively pursuing what he or she loves. And even here, we kind of see there is a gateway here. She is looking at this illuminated cup. Behind her is an archway or a gateway. Actually, it's not an archway. It's more of like a gateway. And on the other side, you see the ocean. And then in the background are sort of pyramids, mountains type of thing. So the first energy is really about going after what we love, getting on the horse and riding towards what we love. So that's a heart energy right there. And why? And that's for the Nine of Crystals or the Nine of Pentacles. This is a very independent energy. This is the self-made woman, the self-made man who is independent and successful, usually depicted with the sort of house on the hill, where you're just feeling like things are stable and you've accomplished a certain degree of physical stability with money, with career, home, all of that. So it seems like part of the reason why this knight is pursuing the dream is for sovereignty and independence, because she is sovereign. She is a sovereign being. She's sort of like, here I'm hearing like she's in the flow. She's in the flow. So that's really interesting that that's coming out. Now, serenity is traditionally the hermit, where we are going within to find the answers. And again, it goes back to like creating space and channeling, because that's what she looks like she's doing, is channeling. So maybe it's a question of how to get from here to here is through going within, whether that's meditation, taking time alone to really receive the messages, really listen to what your heart is saying, to what the heart is saying. Because in this, we've created the space. We've created the space. So it feels like the point of this, because it's serenity, it's not the hermit, is in those quiet moments, in the times where we feel the most clear, calm, and peaceful, is when the information comes in, right? The information comes in that will lead us to this space of just being totally in the flow, abundant. This is a card of abundance. Nines are wish fulfillment, and in this case it's crystals, so those are things in the physical. Because when you are here, the emotional fulfillment always leads to the physical fulfillment. They go hand in hand. They can't really be separated. She's on a mission, so there's movement. Even though she is sitting still, there's a combination, like a sort of balancing of movement and sitting quietly. So whatever that means for you, I think that we are asked to take time to do both, really. That both are equally important right now. Taking the action and also taking the time to really listen, to really, really listen. Listening is a big thing right now, to ourselves mostly, to ourselves. Now, if you're in a place where you feel like you haven't really created the space, that there's still clutter, whether it's in your physical world or in your mind or in, your heart, then use this time to declutter. But I have a feeling that many of you have created the space already. And this is definitely saying that the portal, the gateway, is opening up the lines of communication from your higher selves, from whoever you work with, from whoever you're looking to work with, just to create the space to hear the messages that want to come through. It's really nice, you guys. I love it. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, we had Awakening. So I want to touch on that too, and that's traditionally the Judgment card. And so this is, about second chances, forgiveness, forgiveness. So I think that part of this creating space went back to forgiving, whether it was yourself, others, both, whatever is, transpired over the last year or even the last decade, like sort of coming to peace with all of that. And when that happens, there is an awakening. There is an awakening when you are in a space where you have no one to blame. There's no one left to blame. You're not blaming yourself. You're not blaming anyone else. And that's where we're able to declutter. And once we've decluttered, that's when this can come in, the channeling and the awakening. It's really beautiful. Okay, we're going to leave that one down there. And I just want to pull one more card and ask what the advice is, what our higher selves want us to know for the collective, what our higher selves want us to know. What is the last message? Sorry, guys. I'm going to take that. Okay. What our higher selves want us to know. What is the advice? Final message for the collective, for the 1111 gateway and the full moon in Taurus. Full moon in Taurus tomorrow. One card, please. One card, please. That's the one. Queen of Cups. Wow, you guys. All right, the Queen of Cups. Well, we are still in Scorpio season, so the sort of water energy, the water element is definitely important right now. And the Queen, well, what is she? She is a healer. She is similar to the Empress in her nurturing abilities, coming from the heart. She knows what she loves. And so I think the advice is very clear, and that's to come from the heart in all of your dealings. Unconditional love. Now, this doesn't mean, being a doormat or anything like that, having healthy boundaries, but coming from the heart. So I think that with this gateway opening, the more that we can come from our heart space, the more we are going to be able to hear the messages from Spirit, the more we will be connected into source consciousness, and the more abundance we will have in our life. Because if you look, this is the advice and this is the underlying energy. What is at the heart of all of this is the Nine of Crystals. And this is, like I was saying, sovereignty, independence. The Nine of Crystals eventually can lead to being in a gilded cage, meaning we've accomplished so much in the physical and now, we're not sharing it with anyone. That's where the 10 of Crystals comes in, and that's the legacy that we leave for others. But it feels like we are in a space where many are trying to get to this point. Maybe right now you're in the 8 of Crystals energy, where it's mastery and you're working really, really hard work is being done. And then the 9 is where we sort of get to that space of, oh my God, okay, look at everything I've accomplished. Like, I am totally in the flow. I just keep hearing in the flow with her, in the flow. And that's going to happen through your heart space, through love. Queens are receptive, so that's also being open-hearted, open to others. Interesting, very interesting. Definitely take the time to really, really listen over the next month, to really listen to what your guides and what you are trying to tell yourself, most importantly. This is an inner journey. And so I really hope that this resonates. I hope that this helps somebody. And just don't forget to follow your dreams. No matter what else is happening around you, this cup right here, it wants to be nurtured and it wants to be loved. And this cup right here wants to walk through this gateway with you. So all hearts on deck, all hearts on deck, get your heart on deck. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I will be making some more videos soon. I wish you all the best and lots of blessings and love on your journey, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.